My computer just straight up died. My computer just straight up died. Sorry about that. We'll just wait for a few people to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to start a new one. Sorry about that. I forget what I was saying. You guys know I do chip reviews. You guys know I do chip reviews. I'll show you 1 second. Yeah, I would say Han is my bias. Guys, follow me on Instagram if you want to see my potato chip related content. Yeah, people have been asking me a lot about that podcast, the Sterniolo triplets podcast. Sure, I'm down to go. I think it would be really fun hanging out with those guys. The Sterniolo triplets, for those who don't know, they're pretty popular YouTubers. They're triplets, obviously. I think they just all turned 20. Really funny guys. And I've been analyzing them for the past almost year, I want to say. I've done a few videos on them, quite a few videos on them. I really like them. And a couple of the brothers mentioned that they wanted me on their podcast. So, yeah, I'd love to chat it up with those guys. I'd have some questions I'd ask them for sure. I think it would be an interesting dynamic, huh? Thank you so much, Zainab. Thank you. But they haven't reached out to me, if that's what you're asking. They haven't reached out to me. So there's nothing going on right now. I don't know. All I've heard is they want me on their podcast, but I haven't heard from them. See you guys. See you, Hope. What was a celebrity you found difficult to actually analyze and understand? Um, there's probably a lot, to be honest with you. There's probably a lot. I was just doing a video on Jungkook from BTS. I feel like he took me a little bit while to understand, but I don't even know if I fully understand him. Um, who else? Um, I don't know if there's someone that necessarily stands out that's particularly difficult. I mean, everyone has their own, like, people are pretty complex, right? So there's layers to it. There's layers to it. So even if I feel like I understand someone, I probably don't understand them fully. There's layers to people. Um, and people can be misleading, and people can be deceiving. People can present a certain way and not actually, be that way. So it's hard, especially actors, right? That's what they do. They act. So you never really know. But I don't know. I'll let you know if there's someone that stands out that's particularly hard to analyze. I mean, I felt like Taylor Swift was a little bit more difficult for me to analyze a little because I felt like she was guarded. I feel like some of the really big mega celebrities are a little bit more guarded because of all they're in the spotlight and they receive a ton of criticism. Like the more eyeballs on you, the more criticism you're susceptible to. And that's going to change a lot of people, right? It changes the way you act because you're thinking in your head, you're sort of playing defense before you even say anything. And you're trying to figure out what you can and can't say. And that kind of takes you away from expressing how you want to express yourself because you're worried about the criticism. You're worried about the feedback. You're kind of ahead of it. So I think that plays into what we see sometimes with these bigger celebrities. Um, I'm not sure if have I seen Hyunjin's Artist of the Month behind the scenes for anyone on my Patreon? Do you know if I've seen that? Alina saying, maybe strange question, but do you think the age difference would influence your dynamic with the Sterniolo triplets? Yeah, of course. I mean, it's one of many factors, including our personalities and our upbringings and everything else that goes into it. I'm sure. I'm sure. I would be interesting though I would be really interested to see how that dynamic plays out between me and the Sterniolo triplets. I would be very interested. Like, I wonder how they'd receive me. You know, I wonder if they'd change at all being in my presence. Like, I wonder if, I'd be more interested to see how their dynamic plays out when I'm around. That's what I'd be interested in. And I'd probably be nervous. I think I'd be a little bit nervous at first to be around them. I think I would be. I think there's an element of watching someone on a screen and then transitioning to seeing them in person. There's an element of being uncomfortable, right? There's like the starstruck quality. You're starstruck. Like, imagine you saw someone that you've been watching on a screen for a long time and seeing them in person. It's like almost it's jarring, right? It's it's like sort of out of this world. It's a little bit of um, an out of this world experience, kind of. So you're so used to seeing someone in this one environment, then you see them in person. It's like, wow. It's like, yeah, it kind of messes with your reality a little bit, you know? Yeah, I've seen TikToks of my audio over certain compilations for the Stray Kids guys. I've seen that. I've seen that with BTS too. Um, no, I wouldn't say there's anything I don't like about the BTS members. There's nothing I don't like about them. I'm gonna and I'm being completely honest with you. Um, yeah, listen, I'm sure if I met them in person and hung out with them, I'm sure there'd be things that I didn't like, and you can't like 100% of everything about everyone. I lived with my best friend for 2 years, and like we really got on each other's nerves. There was a lot of things I didn't like that he did, and we brought out some ugly sides in each other's personalities. Now we're back to being best friends, but there was a time that things were pretty contentious. So, you know, no one's perfect. You're not going to like everything about everyone. It's just, but no, there's nothing I can point to out of any of those guys that I can say I don't like. No. Um, that's true. Yeah, I'll do more Sterniolo triplets videos for sure. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to see what I'm going to be doing. It's hard to say what I'm going to be doing in the future in terms of who I'm going to be analyzing. Like, I just, it's a mix of me going with the wave of comments and sort of the flow of YouTube and what people are just kind of keeping an eye on what people are saying, and also my own interests as well. So it's a little bit of a mix of both. Um, which people you've reacted to do you think fame has affected them the least and haven't really changed? It's a good question too. I feel like Zayn Malik might be one of those guys. Zayn Malik from One Direction. He seems like a guy who's sort of like kept it pretty similar to how he started. Um, Does your communication knowledge over affect your relationships negatively? My knowledge of communication? No. I don't think it would affect my relationships negatively unless I start overanalyzing people. I start analyzing people too much, maybe. Um, but yeah, in terms of reacting to pairings within groups, I'd be open to that for sure. Like the Stray Kids group, I mean, they have this amazing series called Two Kids a Room. It's like perfect. It's a perfect environment for analysis. It's perfect. So if there's videos like that, I can do it. Uh, what do I find most interesting about meeting new people? I mean, the answer is in the question. They're new. You get to learn about someone new. You get to see someone new. You get to interact with someone new. You have the chance to learn from someone new if that's the perspective you're going at it with. Um, people help us learn about ourselves as well, right? I don't think I know as much about myself if I didn't have the relationships that I've had or have in my life, right? So people help us learn about ourselves. Um, I think it would be cool if how do I learn how to say no to people? Practice. You got to do it as hard as it is, as much as your gut is telling you no, as much as tight as you are in your chest. You have to practice. And maybe that means starting small, starting to say no to things that are a little smaller, and then you can maybe build your way up. Maybe it's starting with saying no to going out at night with someone. You're just too tired. You don't feel like it, but you don't want to disappoint them. So you don't want to say no. Maybe it's starting off with those types of no's. But it's a tool. It's a muscle that you can build. It's a habit that you can build. I used to have a lot of trouble saying no. I didn't want to disappoint. I didn't want to upset. I didn't want people not to like me or think I was a bad person. So I get it. Margot Robbie, yeah. Margot Robbie would be a cool one, or Ryan Gosling. That would make sense. The Barbie movie just dropped, so maybe I can do an analysis on that. It's okay. Friendships come and go. It's not always a bad thing if you've lost a friendship. Maybe it is. I don't know your situation, but some people aren't meant to be in our lives, right? Some people aren't meant to be in our lives, and relationships come and go as we evolve, as they evolve, and it's part of life, right? Cillian Murphy. I've heard about him too. All right, guys, this has been fun. I didn't realize more than three people would be on here, so this is really cool for me. Thanks everyone for tuning in here. I didn't. If you guys enjoy when I go live, I'm happy to go live more often and hang out with you guys and answer questions. But I appreciate you. Oh yeah. I've seen those things pop up on my on my YouTube feed. Bruce Springsteen. I'm just reading your comment there. Yeah, let me know if you have any other questions before I tune off. I think I actually might even film another reaction video this afternoon. This is my second live, by the way. My first live, my computer died, so we had to start again. but I was going for about an hour answering a bunch of questions. What time is it here? It's 12:30 p.m. 12:30 p.m. in Toronto. Yeah, keep commenting on my videos, guys. Let me know what you guys want me to react to. Like, I really go by the comments a lot. That really helps me with where and what I should look at and react to and analyze next. Uh-uh. This was like a V Live, Alina. Nice. Skis code. Anything skis related. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I should analyze time to twice. Skis code, more ATs. Thank you, Manuel. Thank you. I like reacting to like casts of TV shows. I did a couple reactions to Tom Holland and Zendaya. I really like doing that kind of stuff too. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, like I like the Ryan Gosling, Margot Robbie recommendations. Cool. I'm down to do more ATs. I like ATs. That's an interesting question. What when I'm doing a reaction, what behavior in particular do I pay attention to? Um, because sometimes I go into my reactions where I'm just looking to enjoy the people and just sort of comment based on what I see. And sometimes I'll go in looking specifically as to why I think people may like them, like what makes this person likable. And then sometimes I'll go in looking at certain things I think they can do, things they do well as communicators, or what they're doing with their communication that I think is engaging or interesting. So I go into different reactions sometimes with different lenses, with different goals and focus. Um, but generally, I'm looking at their facial expressions. I'm looking at their body language. I'm looking, to see where they're looking, or their movements after they say something or before they say something. Um, just sort of trying to get an overall energy from their body language, from their tone. Uh, I look at it all. I try to look at it all. I'm an INFJ. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks, Dana. That's so cool. Saraim. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. That's a really nice comment. Thank you for saying that and telling me that. Thanks, Barbara. Let me ask you guys a question. When you watch my videos, would you want me to, like, if you had a choice to see more of my reaction to the video or a little bit more of my analysis, what would you want to see? For those of you who are on my Patreon page that are here, you know that you see everything, both reaction and analysis. But for the YouTube community, you want to see my reaction a little bit more? So I know people who are tuned into my channel like a little bit of both. They like seeing me both react and analyze. More reaction. I'll try to. Sometimes YouTube won't let me. Um, I try to avoid any copyright. So if I can do that, that's why I cut down the reaction a little. But if there's room to extend the reaction, that's good feedback. You like both. That's funny. Shanna says, "You're probably so calm in an argument that the other person gets annoyed." They're like, why aren't you more upset?" Yeah, I am pretty calm. That's a good observation. That's a good analysis. We should get some of you analyzing me, analyzing my communication skills. Analysis is interesting. That's cool. Yeah, I know people like seeing the reaction too. You know, I got like my YouTube inspiration, like the reason I started my channel, not the reason I started my channel, but my channel was inspired by music reactors, like vocal coaches. I love watching people react to music that I enjoy. Something just very validating about it, isn't it? Isn't there? Um, yeah, I'm down to stream more. This is fun for me. I don't have any kids. I don't have any kids. I'd like kids one day, but I don't have any. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here. What am I turning my channel into? I don't know. Someone asked me that. Maybe they deleted. Oh, um, well, I'm going to continue to do analysis on my channel, but eventually I'd like to either bring more people on my channel, like I did with my uncle. Like I had an idea of bringing different people onto my channel and introducing them to some of the groups that I've already analyzed. Like showing my friend Liz, who's a psychologist, Stray Kids for the first time, showing my best friend, One Direction for the first time, getting his thoughts. Like, I think maybe doing a little bit more of like an interaction that could be cool. That could be a cool element to the channel. But ultimately, I think I'd love to at least try interviewing. I need to at least try it. I want to do interviews. I'd really love to interview people, and yeah, maybe start off with interviewing some YouTubers, and then go from there. Yeah, it's fun showing other people um, things that you like, right? I think that's why reaction channels are so popular. It's part of why they're so popular. We like learning how we like seeing other people discover people that we like. That's why first reactions in particular are really popular, you know, or a guy who only listens to rock music, rocker listens to K-pop for the first time. Like that's kind of exciting, right? What's this person in this completely different world going to think of this thing that I love? It's exciting, it's validating. There's a reason we watch it, right? Um, Thank you, Molly. I appreciate that. If I could do anything that I can't do now, what would it be? I don't know, man. I'm lucky to be doing something that I really enjoy, that I love. So I don't know if there's anything I can't really do now, except, you know, buy certain things. you know, I don't know if there's anything I can't do now. I mean, I'll get back to you on that one. Most interesting group to analyze. That's a hard question to answer. they're like, to me, it's all very interesting. I know that's a generic answer. You probably don't want to hear that. Interesting group to analyze? It's tough to say. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's a big goal, actually. Yeah, spending time with BTS. There you go. That's something I'd love to do. Um, yeah, you guys are making me think. You guys are making me think. Thanks for your question, though, Barbara. Mm. Heather, so I'm just reading your comment now. What was your favorite BTS video you analyzed? Um, while I'm thinking about that, what's your favorite video that I analyzed? Like, what's your favorite one of my analysis videos? Is there one that stands out that you enjoyed? Um, and then my favorite BTS video that I've analyzed. There's so many. I'm gonna have to go through the list to. Um, I really like watching RM's United Nations speech. I really like watching that. Um, but I would say maybe what was the first Festa that I reacted to? That might have been my favorite. Like when I started getting into the Festa series, that was really exciting for me. That was really exciting. Maybe 2020 was the first one that I analyzed, or 2019, 18 was it? Yeah. You love me analyzing the Rise of Bangtan series. That was really cool. I love analyzing the Two Kid Rooms series. Love it. Yeah, the Run BTS. That was fun. It's fun, right? Because as you get to know these people more, as I get to know these people more, it's a different experience for me. The more I continue my analysis, sorry, the more I continue reacting to these people in these groups, right? It's a different type of fun the more I get to know them. But it's really fun for me when I first start discovering these groups and make my first impressions. And I'm really looking at them objectively at that point, or as objectively as possible. But once I start getting into them and I start liking them, you start having biases and, you know, it's different. It just becomes a little bit different. No better or worse, but it's just different. I'm not looking for things in the same way. Yeah, there's a different type of fun for me to answer that question, Natus. There's a different type of fun for me to analyze a new group. Um, I think I like analyzing a new group more, but I like reacting to a familiar group more. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy the reaction component of reacting to a group that I know that I'm starting to become really familiar with. But from an analytical perspective, I like diving into a new character. No, I don't have a niece. I have little cousins. I have a brother. You guys know that? I have a brother. He's 29. I have a brother, and he doesn't have kids. He has a girlfriend, but no kids. Um, thank you. You really love my Stray Kids content? Thank you. Yeah, I may have mentioned him. Yo, what's up, A? What profession would I be doing if I wasn't a communication coach? I don't know. That's a great question. Uh, I'd probably want to get into media of some sort, journalism, interviewing. I don't know. My background's in sales and business development. I wouldn't want to be doing that. Maybe teaching, maybe I would say. Um, but I'm happy with what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. Yeah. Which groups or specific member current impression was the most different to your first impression? Probably Suga from BTS. Probably him. I did teach English in South Korea. I lived in the same city where V and Suga grew up. Yeah, I'd be down to analyze Astro. This was really cool, guys. This was really cool for me to do and interact with you guys. Like it's crazy to me that there's this many people here and wanting to know about me and stuff. This is still kind of surreal to me. So um, yeah, I'm definitely down to do this again. This was fun. Totally my pleasure to do this live. And yeah, I'll be putting out some more videos very soon. This is definitely encouraging for me. This is definitely encouraging for me. It makes it more real for me that I get to interact with you guys like this. So I really appreciate you guys. And if you hadn't seen it, your boy did it. Your boy did it. um, yeah, I think I'm taking off here, Jennifer. Thank you so much. Feel free to, if you guys want to connect with me on Instagram, feel free to connect with me on Instagram. I'll draw my at in the comments here. Um, my Instagram, you're going to be like, man, your Instagram's so weird. Why do you talk about potato chips so much? But it is what it is. Thank you, Rhea Davis. Yes, I'm really blessed that I get to do something that I love for sure, that I enjoy. Yeah, obviously, every job comes with its challenges, but no, this is something I'm really grateful for sure, and something that I, for a long time, tried to figure out how to make this happen. It was really a priority in my life to figure out how I can do something that I enjoy and that I can make a business out of. Um, yeah, it's something I really prioritized in my life, and I'm really lucky. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you soon. I hope everyone has a great day or night wherever you are. I'm gonna go grab some lunch. I think I actually might make myself a smoothie. I'm going to a baseball game tonight. I live in Toronto. I'm seeing the Toronto Blue Jays play. I'm gonna go meet up with my friend. And yeah, this was really awesome. So connect with me on Instagram if you'd like. If you guys enjoy this, it looks like you did. I'll probably hop on another live stream soon, maybe next week. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Bye. See a Muffin, Manuel. I'm reading the names here. Barbara, Nyler. Thank you for all your questions too. Spring Breeze, My Jin, Clara, Rosa. Thanks, guys. All right. I'm ending here.